Good afternoon folks, this is Catherine. It's about 3 PM, Sunday 21st of January today, 2018, here in Christchurch, New Zealand, so it's midsummer for us. A little bit hot, the sun was hiding behind a cloud earlier, it's come out now. Now today I've been preparing some bamboo. I was given some, it was harvested yesterday, so it's been kept in the shade, but it's ideally if you can do this as soon as you get it. But someone from the other side of town kept this for me, thank you very much. So I've already prepared some, and I will just show you how to prepare the last couple here. The canes we've got, the thickest they are here, I'm told it's a clumping type. Now as a general rule the clumping types are tropical and subtropical, and the running types, which can spread and become more invasive, are temperate, cold temperate. This is a clumping one, I'm told. I don't know exactly how it certainly survives. This one's 10 or 15 years old in the Christchurch, New Zealand winter, so it's been through snow and that kind of thing. May have lost some leaves, I don't know. It's a little over half an inch diameter, so that's about a little bit over 12 mil. I'd say that's about 15 mil, so whatever that is, about 5/8 of an inch diameter. These canes were, the ones I got given were between about 3 and 4 metres tall. The tallest, I saw the adult plant, it was about 4 metres tall at its tallest. I've already prepared several, so they're already a wee bit wilted. They have been kept in the cool and shade, or it's a bit warm this last couple of days in shade. So I've already prepared some of them. They had to be cut a bit smaller to fit in the car. So we've got some smaller ones there. Notice you've got at least 2 or 3, if possibly 4 nodes with each one. And the other thing I thought I'd try, what I did get also, I was able to get, so I do thank you very much, the person that gave me these. They're in a bucket of water here, just freshening them up a wee bit. They're wrapped up in paper when I got them. So there's a piece with quite a goodly bit of root on that, and a couple of good it's the nodes are important, similar to with a grapevine, that's where the new growth starts from. And there's one piece there with a bit of a root. So there we are, just in the bucket of water, and I'll pop them up later on. But what I thought I'd do, I got another bucket of water, and normally when you prepare cuttings you cut off the leaves, if they're evergreen, you cut off the leaves, because the leaves cause a lot of water loss, and it can die for lack of water. It dies of dehydration before it gets around to growing its roots. But there's a wee bit of a double-edged sword happening thing there, because the act of having leaves does actually help to stimulate root growth and stimulate it more faster. So what I thought I might do, because I got given quite a bit of this, is I thought I might just cut off several bits with 1 or 2 nodes, and instead of snipping off the green bits, which I did last time, snip off any long green bits.
Are you getting on all right?
Yes, thank you Mum, we're on the video here now.
I'm going to rest.
Yep, thank you Mum. So we're cutting off the green bits, just the really long green bits, we leave on the shorter bits. As I say, it is a theory, with some plants it does help to stimulate roots growing. See, I'll cut off that great big long piece there. Still left some green bits. I've got 2 nodes. Got a bucket of water keeping these. So this particular thing is a bit of an experiment here. These might all fail. What I'll do. But the thing is, I see quite a lot of green there, so I'll just cut that back a bit when it stops jamming up the secateurs. Make sure every bit's got 2 nodes. And what I'll do later, and just something I'll probably put these on a windowsill inside, or in a sheltered place outside in the shade, in the garden, very shady place. I'll put them in water up to about half. So 1 node's totally below the water and 1 node's totally above. But we'll just stick them in a bucket of water, for fresh water for now. Here we go, this little ratty bit at the top here, but that's alright. Just the green bits. So a little bit of an experiment these. Certainly with some plants they grow like that. But what we were going to do here was, now I've actually got quite a lot of material here. I had thought I might just, you know, you might have only one piece of cane. Someone might give you one piece of cane about 6 feet or 2 meters long, and you want to bulk up as many plants as you can quickly to you know, you might be trying to have a wee bit of a degraded land area. You want to just quickly get a bit of something growing on it, or put in a quick hedge or windbreak. Could be a windbreak around a veggie patch or something. Just something. Do be aware of weed potential when you're planting plants. You know, some plants escape in the wild and they become weeds, and a plant that's comes from North America and is no problem at all in North America, and if you take it to Australia or to England or to Germany, it could be a problem. So just be aware of that. So here I've got this here trough or tub, 40 litres, which is about 10 US gallons, and I'm assuming that's if it's filled to the top. I've already drilled drainage holes in the bottom. I've already used this for something in the past. I use these as a big pot because they're cheap. Here in New Zealand, at Bunnings, which is a hardware store, and they have plastic things and garden stuff. I've around about half filled it. This is actually some reused mushroom compost and potting mix. It was some raised garden beds. They were being, it was just all being redevelopment, gone out in a bulldozer, and it's all going to the rubbish dump. So I scored myself a bit for free for the effort of going and getting it. Do be aware, keep it a bit moist. There is supposedly there's a chance of the Legionella bacteria, which can be found in soil or compost or potting mixes and potting composts. So there we go. So that's about half full, and what I was going to do, I was going to try to find some of these. That's too big. Or even that one's too big. I might have to cut these up again. Some of these tried to split, or they did actually split as I now I'm just going to actually sit that up at a bit of an angle so you can see what I'm doing there. So hopefully the camera's getting that, because I'm operating without a camera assistant today. My camera assistant had the gall to go back to Australia where they live, so I've been operating without an assistant. Now see, some of these are too long anyway, I'm going to have to cut them again. And I still want to get at least 2 nodes in each one. I can cut this one again. It's actually splitting the, don't know if you can quite see that, splitting the bamboo quite badly there, so it would have actually been better to cut it with a fine-tooth saw, either a fine-tooth wood saw or a hacksaw. And if I can get another one with some close together nodes, I want one that's got 4 nodes. Well, it's only got 2, but that's cool. Alright, that'll do. So I've got 3 going the whole width across, and 2 just little 2-node ones. So they've either got 3 nodes or two separated nodes there. So we'll top that up with a bit of dirt. Oops. As they've become bucket, soil mix, or potting mix, mushroom compost either side. I only want this about 2 centimetres, or about 3/4 of an inch covered. I don't want the new little shoots to have to try to come up through too much distance of potting mix. It's very friable, so I've just fluffed it up a bit. It's a very open mix. So no more than 1 inch deep or 3 centimetres. Now there was a lot of weed seeds that had been sitting on like an open pile for a while, and there was vegetable seeds from the old vegetables that had been in it that had gone to seed, and weed seeds. So if any little things that obviously weeds come up in the first couple of weeks, I'll just pull them out with my fingers when they're little, but it'll be quite obvious what bamboo will look particularly grass-like when it comes up. So there we go. Hopefully that'll be like a real little thicket of bamboo, and later I can just if I need to knock that out, knock the whole thing out, and I'll have lots and lots of little plants. So that was laying the canes down, which is a technique that works with bamboo. It's not really used for things like grapevines and things, so technically I guess it could work. Now, this is a bucket. Now we've already told you the story. Why do I use a bucket and not an actual black pot? Because the black pots cost about $8 each and the buckets cost about $1. You drill holes in the bottom for drainage, and if they're blue buckets they resist the ultraviolet longer and they last longer if they're out in the sun. So I cut these ones. Most of them have got 3 nodes, some have got a bit more, but we want absolutely one has to be below the soil. It's try to get them the right way up. Hard to tell with some of these because I've actually been shifting them around and carried them in my hands, and it was easy to see before when they still had some leaves on them. One trick that some people use some of the time, now see that you can see which way is the right way up, that's where the leaves were. In fact, I'm actually going to change this around a wee bit. And I'll take out a couple of the larger ones. Put in some of these smaller ones. So we're lucky here in Christchurch. The way our rubbish and recycling works in our City Council area is certainly one of the things that the Christchurch City Council have done right. Have a 3-bin system. Every single week a green bin goes out. It's only a small bin, 110 litres, and the green bins can be grass clippings, can be small prunings and branch prunings up to 2-inch diameter, a 50mm diameter. It can be potato peelings, apple cores, food scraps, rotten apples, all that kind of thing. So that's every single week. And then every fortnight, so every 2 weeks on an alternating basis, 1 week it's a yellow bin, so that's for like the glass jars, glass bottles, clean plastic and clean cardboard that can be recycled. So only number 1 and number 2 plastics. And on the alternate fortnight is a red bin, and that's like rubbish. So that's like yucky stuff and what's none of the above. So what have we got in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8, including one quite small one, a couple of quite big ones there. Several of them you can see had green. They were from the lower part of the stem and they didn't have any green coming off them. Several of them were from the higher part of the stem, and so although the wood is quite thin, the bamboo wood's quite thin, we've got the remains here of the leaves that I trimmed them off just before we started the camera, so it's freshly done. Give it a little bit of a shake down. It's quite friable and loose, this mix, so there we go. So that should be again about 8 or 9 plants that will hopefully grow soon, and later on they can be knocked out of the pot and separated out. I'll see if they all grow, how many of them grow, some of them grow. I've still got a couple more bits to put somewhere. I'll find another pot to put them. And these bits soaking in water with the root on. We've got 2 bits with the root on. So yeah, they'll go in a pot. Really they should have close to 100% chance of growing them, as long as they don't sort of get like a root rot in the first little while. And these little bit of an experimental one where I have deliberately cut away some of the green but left some of the green. And I'm going to put them in the shade somewhere, put them in, well, not quite a coffee jar, but something that holds, you know, half a litre of water, and bunch them up together, just put them in a cool, a shady part of the garden. It'd be pleasantly mild at this time of year, being the summer. And, you know, I've got to give these a good water, and I think my job here is done. So this is Catherine in Christchurch. in January 2018 saying I've got to water these bad boys and get them growing. Alright folks, see ya.